Now we're talking about parking wardens, we're talking about, postal workers, teachers, and the sort of egging on of a general strike. Language that's it's almost hard to believe that we're hearing it, but we are hearing it. And inflation's heading into double digits, and pay rises at 2%, and people are very upset and very angry. They don't want to feel they're going backwards after being locked at home for the best part of 2 years. I remember those elections in 1974. It was the trade union movement that brought down a Conservative government. Are they going to do this to you again?
Well, I think we've got to be really robust. We've got to speak to the public sector and say, you know what, it's totally understandable that with energy costs increasing so substantively, with cost of living increasing, the pressure's absolutely on. But what we need to remind people is what happens if you have these high pay increases across the board over a period of time. It just ends up in a spiral of inflation.
Everyone's forgotten it.
Absolutely, which is why
everyone's forgotten it.
But this is why we've got to pull that back, because we've had many, good times with low interest rates, low inflation for so many years now. We've got to remind people of the risks of what happens to their mortgages and the cost of living over a series of months rather than specifically short term.
Would a general strike bring down a Conservative government?
I'm not sure it'd bring down the government, but at the end of the day, this is all about jobs. This is all about people's livelihoods. And you get into a situation of a general strike, it's going to affect people on a long-term basis. It's for a short-term cry of frustration. I totally understand why people are concerned about their wage packets and the cost of living issue, but that's why we've got to remind people of history, remind people of the economics of the situation, and remind people that we do need constraint, because that's the only way that we can keep people in work, which is the best way of tackling the cost of living issue in the first place.
As Minister for London, Paul, tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day travelling around London.
And that's why I've called the Mayor to actually waive the congestion charge, ULEZ, and actually pause any non-essential road works as well, so that at least it helps some Londoners get out and about. Well, that's him at the end of the day. We'll see. I've called upon it. The AA have said the same. Let's see what happens.